take a nice, easy tour of this here old mine. Oh, they fixed it up real nice and safe for you. Excepting you ain't going there. No, you're gonna see my kind of mine.
Well, this is Navigating Life. This is a program about inspiration, about motivation, and tonight we have two great guests here. We have two people that are very dear to us. We have our personal trainer, the guy who has shaped me into the man I am today. And we have Laura Vivas from the Voice. She was a participant in the Voice under Christina Aguilera. She did a fantastic job. She's such an inspiration to us. We're just so excited to have her on the show. And again, you know, as part of our programming, all we really want to do is just talk about all the things that we need to do in life to get through and be successful. Do the things that make us successful people, right, Gino?
Outstanding, absolutely.
Well, I perform about 5 nights a week, so it's a lot of singing. But you know, just putting myself out there every single week, because that's how you get better.
Of course.
And but my work usually ends really late, and I have like just, you know, go to bed like 2 in the morning. And I wake up early though, early afternoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Reminds me of my college days, but go ahead.
Yeah, that's what it feels like.
You're still in the college schedule.
But you have to do that, you know, you have to change your life around a little bit when you want to go for something, when you want something.
When you have a dream.
Yeah, absolutely.
When you're chasing that dream.
It's worth it. I mean, I enjoy it. It's at nighttime. I still get to rest. I get, you know, my 8 hours of sleep, especially if I want to be at, you know, my best all the time.
Yeah.
Well, and you do perform. I mean, you are up there and you are just full of energy. And oh my Lord, we had the pleasure of watching Laura actually perform at the Blue Martini, and wow, were we floored.
Well, thank you.
You were fabulous.
Thank you. They asked me where you get the energy. You know, I would be exhausted, but for me, it's like the more energy I put out there, and you know, at the same time, I'm receiving it back from my fans in the crowd, and I just feel like it just doesn't stop. I continue to have that energy until once I'm done, and then I'm like, I shut down.
It feeds on itself.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
It's
just
like the
feels
Energizer
good.
Bunny. It's like all of a sudden the battery stops and you're like,
But you know, I'm
like
doing
the
what I
kids.
love. So.
And granted, I do give her credit. She's definitely helped me out and helped me become more disciplined in some areas. But I've been out of the military for a while, so there's a couple of things that I have slacked on. Honestly, I don't mind it. I was able to grow a beard, and no one had to tell me to shave it off. Some people didn't like it.
I didn't like it either, Laura.
I didn't like it either.
Yeah.
But I can wear it, and I don't have to worry about it.
You got such a cute face. You shouldn't have hid it behind all that hair. I was waiting
Scary
like a
me.
bird to come out of it.
Yeah.
I thought, you
I
know,
was-
there's
but I
gotta be
was
stuff coming out
comfortable
of that
with
thing.
I just didn't like it near me anymore. It was like,
Yeah. What was that? It was like an animal.
Expectations from people, and that's one of the biggest things that you have to adjust to. That once you step out of the military, civilians aren't the same.
Right.
It's not. They can't look at a civilian and be like, oh, you know, they're going to get that done because they said that. That's what their word. It's far from the truth.
We know all about that.
You can always, when it comes to the military, you can always go up in command to solve a problem. Here, your boss is probably just as bad as you are, and that's why you're in the position you're in. So there really is nobody to go to.
No.
So I mean, sometimes you just got to do it yourself and get it done. A lot of people say, if you want to do something right, do it yourself.
I think for a lot of people, it can be.
Yeah.
I'm just very fortunate that Gino has been my best friend since we were 21 years old, which was just a little while.
Just 3 weeks ago.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that.
We've been best friends before, you know, we became, you know, boyfriend and girlfriend and then fiance.
Right.
And we turned to each other constantly for years. Whenever we had issues with other things in our lives, we always turned to each other, and we were each other's backbone. And that's what made us best friends. You know, we were very much alike and very different, where we could balance each other.
Right.
So through this whole process, he is the reason that I picked myself up, you know, and said, I can do this. Because there does come a point in everyone's life, I think, where you almost either become consumed a little bit by the fear, or you doubt a little bit.
Right.
And I went through that experience right before the audition, right before my very first audition for The Voice. I watched the show on TV with him, and he's like, babe, you should audition for that.
Right.
And I said to him, I let the vulnerability come out, and I just said, you know, what if they don't turn around?
Right.
And of course, he paused the TV and he went straight to, you know what you're talking about? Right away, you got this, you know. That trainer Saturday came out.
You drove her.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He like as soon as he was done, I was like, yeah, I got this. I'm good.
That's it.
Yeah. And I mean, like,
I'm doing it.
Yeah.
he did it for me. He really kind of reminded me, this is what you've been wanting. Don't forget that this is what you were built for. This is who you are. Don't stop yourself from gaining the success you've been dreaming of.
It's all part of the growth, and it's all part of moving forward. You wouldn't know what you know if you don't get those bumps and bruises. You wouldn't appreciate where you are unless at one point in time you fall. It's all part.
Well, let's talk about like one we bring up quite often is Morgan Freeman. I mean, Morgan Freeman as an actor, from his 20s until he was 53, I think, like my age now, 53, I think was the first time he really got his first major break in movies. He's 70-some. I think he's 70-some now. But I think he was like 53, and he hung in there through all that hard time, all that uncertainty of where am I going with this, and then finally it
No, that's the thing.
Yeah, you don't really go up on stage and just say tonight I'm just going to hang out a little bit. And just,
No.
you know, maybe
I can't.
I'll just give him one or two wiggles. That's it, and then I'm
can't.
done. You know.
Oh my gosh, you're kidding? No.
Tonight I'm just giving them 2. Normally I give them 200. Tonight they're getting 2.
2 shakes, that's it.
Yeah.
Well, people think something's wrong with me if I slack at all on stage, and I just can't. I just feel like it's unfair to my fans, or to potential fans, or anybody who's watching the show, even if it's just 5 people that are there. It's not fair to just get up there and do nothing watching that.
Yeah.
So right now I am recording and writing a lot, and then of course getting on interviews as much as I can, being in touch with all my fans on Facebook and Twitter. And my Twitter, by the way, is Laura Vivas 315. If anybody wants to follow me there. And my fans
Is
are
there a
amazing.
website or anything, a Facebook?
Oh yeah, I have my
other ways they
website,
can find
absolutely.
you? 'Cause you
My
might
we-
want to throw that out there.
My website is lauravivas.com. That's Vivas as in Sam. And then my Facebook is the Laura Vivas. And then what else? Oh my gosh, performing constantly, thank God, and doing some big events coming up as well. Let me see, but like locally, I do all the Blue Martini venues, and I do some South Beach venues like Ocean's 10 in South Beach, the Hard Rock.
Now you know that Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays Gino plays me like an instrument. Did you know that?
French horn.
Yeah, like the drums. What is it that yeah, bass fiddle.
I don't know what to say to that.
He makes me hold those ropes, and I become a bass fiddle.
He's
right?
harsh.
Swing
He
those
makes me
ropes up
cry
and down.
sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because, like, I'm always telling everybody, oh, you gotta have Gino train you. Oh my God, he's the best. And I get so proud of him watching him train people, but then he gets to training me. And at first I'm like, yeah, I got this. And then later on, I'm like yelling at him. Hey, do this. I'm like, oh, that's too much. Why are you making me lift that much weight?
You're not here to like me.
Yeah,
It's okay. You don't
sometimes
come to
I'm-
the gym
yeah.
to like
Well,
me.
I have to say that I would probably wimp out several times during the course of that hour if it wasn't for Gino getting up our behind and saying, get going and don't stop.
Starts counting by
Gino's
5s.
Yeah.
Starts
Gino's
counting by
I
10s.
hear this one every now and then. Dawn, why are you stopping?
Yeah.
It feels good to say it. It feels good.
I'm tired. No, you're not.
out there. I mean, the people are just so nice in Naples. And then last time I was there, it was during the show. I was still on The Voice, so they all found out, and as soon as it was just like packed, which was great. I was so excited. I mean, we always have a nice full house,
Right.
but it was like 4 days straight of just like crazy packed house, to the point where I had to eat in the kitchen, not because I wanted to, but,
Right.
but because every time I was starving. But
Yeah.
when I went out, it was like, meeting everybody, photos with people, just great, great following, a lot of fans, and I signed autographs on arms, and it was fun. I had a blast.
Aw.
I'm not gonna forget that.
It's a very intense hour.
Well, it's funny because sometimes I feel like he's too playful, and I'm like, there has to come a serious moment with you. It's like, he's
wanna know
serious when he trains, but with me,
You
it's-
want to know something? You want to know something find something that you can be playful in and be successful at, because that's where you're going to be
Good
happiest.
point. Good point.
You know, I mean, don't change who you are. You can't do that. You know,
No.
one of the things that we talk about in this program is about, and this is a very, how do I want to say this? But anyway, it's you need to put yourself first. I mean, you know, we were, you know, again, we talk about like this unconditioning of ourselves, and one of the things that we were always conditioned with is don't be selfish. You're so selfish. All you worry about is you. Well, you want to know something? What we've learned is basically you really need to be very concerned about yourself.
Yeah, because you're the only one that's going to.
Exactly. I mean, it's not selfish for you to be concerned about yourself first. You need to do that.
Absolutely.
You know, so again, when it comes to putting in your time and figuring out what it is we want to do, you got to consider who you are and what you are and what you want to do, and don't worry about what other people think or say or want. It's what you want. That's really what it comes down
You're
to.
giving to yourself, because I think that you should, you know, one point I didn't really say the right way, I think, is that when you give, it should not be expecting anything in return. But you definitely know what you deserve and what you want, and you have to be able to give to yourself. If that means that you need time, you know, and somebody asks of your time when you really need it for yourself, you have to be able to speak up, you know. So I had to learn to say no. You know, I had to learn to become a selfish person when it called for it, because I was never like that. And my mother taught me that when I had, you know, I went through a really bad heartbreak. And she's like, it's time for you to be selfish and focus on you. And that was where you know, I went through a huge learning experience, just figuring out who I am and who do I, you know, what do I stand for, and how do I want to be, you know, come off onto others, or how do I want to treat others, you know, not to take certain things out on others. There's a lot that I had to learn. And
We're always learning, Laura.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're always learning.
Growing.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Feel the love that's going back and forth here.
Well,
You guys are an amazing couple.
my observation is, my bet is you guys are good to go. I think you really have it together. Like I said to you, I'm a 53-year-old man. I wish I was where you are at 33. I thought I knew what I was doing, but I didn't. And you guys really seem to have good direction and really understand what it's all about. And I just wish you nothing but the best. You know, I love you both.
Thank you,
and
likewise.
Laura, you're the best. I mean, you really are. I love your energy. I just wish look at what happened. You had a great opportunity. What happened? I still think you got robbed. Bottom line is, that experience, you're going to look back at it a year or two from now, a few years from now, you can look back on it and say, if it wasn't for that experience, I wouldn't be where I am today, and it's going to be much higher than where you would have been if you stayed there. I believe that. So I'm really happy for you guys. I love you, Gino. You know that. And I'm only telling you I love you because I want you to go easy on me tomorrow morning.
It's not gonna happen, Rich.
I want you to go easy on me tomorrow morning. I want you to show me love tomorrow, okay?
I'm gonna show you tough love.
All right. Well, thank you guys. That's a Navigating Life
Take care,
show.
guys.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.